Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Manjiri Nadkarni, Ayurvedic MD, registered holistic nutritionist. Back today, we are live for the month of nutrition, which is the month of March. We're going to talk about a nutritional topic every single day this month. And this is my commitment to helping you make the best options or make the best choices for your nutrition and really getting healthy this month, right? So, today's topic, we are going to talk about healthy foods, the so called healthy foods, right? And there are so many things about the nutrition industry that are fantastic. Like nutrition can be extremely powerful, and once you use nutrition to your advantage, it will really help you heal, whether you have digestive issues, whether you have any other health issues, right? And if you have severe health conditions, nutrition can be extremely important part of your support, right? So an example is, in Ayurveda, we always talk about pathya is certain foods that are going to be beneficial to you when you're recovering from a certain condition, right? At the same time, there are certain foods that are not going to make your health journey easier, right? Or they're going to create, certain issues for you. Now when it comes to today's world, there are so many foods that are marketed, right, towards you, and they are labeled as healthy foods, but they're not really healthy. They're disguised as label healthy foods, and a lot of the times people fall prey to these gimmicks, right? So if you're falling prey to these gimmicks, and if you think you're making healthy choices, you may not be making healthy choices. So that's why I'm here to talk about, how to stop wasting money on these five kinds of food that are promoted as healthy foods, but they're not really healthy in fact, right? So the number one thing that I have come across is probiotic yogurts, right? So if you are having a flavored yogurt, and because you've seen an advertisement where, oh, this is this delicious yogurt which has tons of probiotic, it's going to settle your gut, right? It is one of the wrong notions that you have. A lot of the times these flavored yogurts are full of sugar, and they don't have the exact strain of probiotics that will locate in the human gut, right? If you are somebody who's sensitive to any kind of dairy protein, whether we're talking about casein or whey, yogurt might not work for you. So the number one food to beware of is probiotic yogurt or even probiotic smoothies, right? So try to avoid these. These are flavored, these are full of sugar, they have so many additives in them, right? And if you really want a yogurt, you can make your own. If you go to any health food store or if you visit Blue Water Nutrition, we have some yogurt starter kits, right, where you can make yogurt at home. You If you have an Instapot, Instapot has a yogurt setting, right? You could just add some culture to your warmer milk. Please buy organic clean milk. You could add the culture there, and you could also just leave your oven light on and put it in the oven at night and let it sit there, right? So a probiotic yogurt which you make on your own is going to be 100 times more beneficial than the probiotic yogurt that you're buying just because it's flavored with like cherry flavor or this and that, right? So it's not going to be beneficial if you buy it from the store. It doesn't have the exact microorganisms that your gut flora needs, and this is usually a big gimmick, right? So don't go for it. Again, probiotic smoothies or smoothies of any kind. The second one is smoothie. I can't tell you the number of times I have talked about or ranted about smoothies. So if you look at the smoothies, if you go out to buy healthy smoothies and they have their some vegetables and they have all the fruit added in here, right? They have tons of sugar. Some packaged smoothies have as much as 30 to 40 grams of sugar, which could easily be anywhere from 5 to 8 teaspoons of sugar in a cup of smoothie, right? So if you want to eat healthy, you can start incorporating, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables in your diet, but smoothie is not the best option, right? And especially a store bought smoothie which will have tons of fruit juices added, it's going to be extremely high in sugar, it's going to be extremely high in glycemic index, and it's going to feed the candida or the yeast, but it's not going to give you a lot of nutrition. So that's the number two thing, right? Like, probiotic yogurts are not the best options, smoothies again not the best options, especially the store bought ones are full of sugar. Third thing that I really like to talk about is any kind of enhanced water or sports drinks, right? You have often, you would have come across people, in the gym, who have this vitamin waters and different kind of flavored waters, and it's more trendy, it looks cool to have like a blue or a purple color, bottle of water in your hand, but it's not a healthy option. Your vitamin water should not be pink or bright blue or green or whatever the bright color they have, right? So they are bright because of artificial colors added in it. There was a certain news sometime back where, does your pop or does your sports beverage have a fire flame retardant, right? So these are full of things that, artificial preservatives, artificial additives that should not be in your food. Water has no substitute, unfortunately. This is the one thing that people have asked me a lot of the times. My clients ask me all the time that I don't like drinking water because it doesn't have a taste. What can I have in place of that? Now, water is not supposed to taste like anything. That is why it's water, right? This is exactly how it exists in nature. And every time you eat something or you put something in the mouth, it need not be sweet, it need not be sugary, right? So water is beneficial when it's clean, right? I recommend people to set up even simple filtration system at your home, whatever is in your budget. I use the Santivia countertop filter, which I absolutely love. I've been using it for the past 5 years. If you want, you can get the Berkeys, you can get Kangen water, like whatever suits your budget, whatever suits your lifestyle. But clean, pure, filtered water has absolutely no substitute, right? If you really struggle, you could add a few slices of lemon to your water. You could add a few slices of cucumber to your water just to get that spa like feeling. You could add some mint to your water if you really want like a subtle flavor, right? Or maybe muddle some berries and add those to your water for a slight flavor. But water by itself is not supposed to taste like anything, and water has no substitute. And vitamin water, flavored water, energy drinks, sports drinks are full of sugar. Some of them are caffeinated as well, and they are going to create issues with your stress glands. They are going to give you additives and preservatives that your body does not require. So, the number three thing to absolutely stop wasting money on is an enhanced drink or a sports drink, right? What you can do if you are somebody who works out, you know, um, with high intensity or has, high intensity interval training, or you're an athlete, something as simple as a no sugar added coconut water is something you can definitely take it to your workout. You could add a pinch of Himalayan pink salt, you could squeeze a little bit of lemon or lime juice in it, and you can make your own vitamin water with it, right? So coconut water will have good amounts of potassium as well as electrolytes that you will replenish when you're sweating out, right? The salt that you're adding, the Himalayan pink salt, will have sodium as well as other kinds of minerals that you're bringing back into your body. And lemon will also have good amounts of vitamin C that you're going to, help with that antioxidant burst, right? So this is how you can make your own vitamin water and try to avoid drinking sugary water replacements. Not the best suggestion, right? So this is the number four that I'm talking about. Sorry, the third one that I'm talking about. So probiotic yogurt, smoothies, and then enhanced water or sports drinks. um, they have too much sodium, sometimes they have too much sugar, and they have so many artificial things that your body does not require it, and it will create more toxicity if you're not detoxifying on a regular basis, right? So that's the third thing to avoid. The fourth thing to avoid are the energy bars. If you are grabbing an energy bar as meal replacement, it is not a substitute for food, right? From an Ayurvedic perspective, your food also should be living. It has to have that life force, right? It should be as fresh as possible. It should be seasonal. It should be what your body requires. And if you're constantly bombarding your body with like a meal replacement bar, an energy bar, right, it is not going to let you, get satisfied with it. You're constantly going to have the cravings because your body is going to miss that real food, right? Again, it's going to miss that life force or prana which is present in real foods. And all these energy bars are either they have too much of protein added in them, they have too much of sugar. Some of the vegan bars can have high amounts of, either honey or maple syrup, which will give you a higher raise of blood sugar, right? So you will have high, your blood sugar might shoot up if you're just sitting and eating the energy bar, right? If you are hiking on a mountain, or if you are going through sports, or if you're doing like a 4K or 5K, or you're constantly running or doing a high intensity activity, you're out camping, that is when you will require the energy bars, but not on a daily basis to just sit down and, watch TV or do your work or lead a sedentary life, right? Even the protein in the energy bar has to be digested, right? And often whey protein bars could be allergenic to some people. So the number four thing to avoid is energy bars, right? So do not go for energy bars. While people talk about, them being really great for weight loss, you're not going to feel satisfied with one energy bar. And if you end up having more, you're also going to have a lot of calories. I'm going to say a quick hi to Kate is here, Santoki Raj is here, and Harsha is here as well. If you're watching this live on Facebook or Instagram, please let me know what so-called healthy food have you given up, right? Have you been cheated into thinking a certain brand of a certain thing was smart, right? So I'll share a story where I love popcorn. I absolutely love popcorn. And there was this brand which was labeled as smart, right? So every time you go, you buy a thing and you think you're extremely smart for buying it, you're making a good choice, you're making a healthy choice, right? But when you look at the actual ingredients, the ingredients make you understand that you're not a smart person if you're buying this, because it still has a lot of preservatives, it has a lot of artificial flavorings, and it's not the healthier version, right? So do not be fooled by food labels, right? Food labels are there to help you navigate the system and help you understand what your body requires. But at the same time, certain healthy choices, brand of foods, or healthy options that are marked as healthy cannot be healthy, right? Now Harsha is saying that I can't eat dal as often, feels gassy or bloated. So Harsha, one thing you could start doing is try to soak the dal, right, in water with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Soak it for at least half an hour, and then make sure that after you soak it for half an hour, you drain it, rinse it, and cook it. And you could also add a lot of hing or asafoetida, which will help with the bloating. I want to say a quick hi to Krishna. Krishna is here. Nice to see you, Krishna. It's been a long, long, long time since I've seen you in person. I hope you are doing fantastic. So, the fifth thing is again something I see very common in my practice, and the fifth thing is gluten free, right? People, when they hear the word gluten free, they think that this is this magical food which is going to solve all your problems. But if you look at a lot of the pretzels, or sometimes even gluten free pasta, breads, uh, cookies, pastries, they are not healthy. A lot of gluten free foods are made with either potato starch, tapioca starch, rice flour, corn flour, which are higher on the glycemic index. If you have a history of type 2 diabetes, or if you are a diabetic yourself, or if you are struggling from imbalanced blood sugars, uh, gluten free may not be the best option for you if you're not gluten sensitive, right? If you're gluten intolerant, gluten sensitive, or celiac, you have absolutely no choice but to go gluten free. But for those who are trying gluten free because somebody suggested, please get tested, right? Please get tested to see whether it's the wheat you're reacting to or the whole gluten spectrum, which is wheat, rice, spelt, and barley. And you can always, if you're based in Sarnia, you can always visit me for a food sensitivity testing, which I do. It's non-invasive. You can just hold on to some vials and I can check the muscle locking, and it's pretty quick, easy, and fantastic. But gluten-free foods are higher in the glycemic index. They're not always healthy, right? From a health perspective. So make sure you're reading the labels, make sure you're making better choices for yourself, right? Similarly, with whole grain or multigrain, whole grain, multigrain is a good option, right? But it's not always custom catered for you. There could be other things sneaked in as well. So please, my suggestion is always read labels, right? Always read labels for whatever you're eating. Always look at the portion sizes as well, and then look at the serving size, right? So if your entire bag of popcorn, for example, has, the serving size says 2 cups, and that has about 160 calories, and then the bag is like maybe 8 cups, right? And you're eating the whole bag, you don't always take that into consideration. And this is something I'll be talking about when I do a talk on reading labels 101, right? So I will be talking about how to read the food labels as well. I think the talk is scheduled at the end of the month. So I'll definitely be doing that. Okay, Sapna is here. Hi, Sapna. So, again, my question for you is, have you ever been fooled into eating unhealthy foods by thinking they were healthy, right? Have you tried energy bars? Have you relied on them just because they were easy, quick, convenient? Have you bought any smoothies? Or have you had any smart food choices only to realize they were not healthy at all? If you have any friends or family members that are falling prey to all these gimmicks, please make sure you share this video with them. You help them educate themselves and make better choices by just sharing this video. So I would really appreciate that. And I am here live today, and I'm here live every single day of the month, 9 o'clock in the morning, for most days except for Wednesdays when I'm here at 12 or noon, to talk about different nutrition related topics, especially this month, the month of March, for Nutrition Month. So join me live. If you have questions, post them here, and I'll be more than happy to answer the questions. I think that's all for today, guys. I'm sitting in my clinic. I'm working all day today, so I'm not going to take too much time, but post your questions here. I'll be back to answer those. Have a fantastic Wednesday, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Hey, Susan, thank you for watching. Bye bye. Nice to see you online.